Hello everyone, Mr. Horgan here. Before I get underway with a special retro edition of the Price is Right Pricing Game Recap, please join me in a moment of silence to commemorate the 12-year anniversary of September 11th. Many lives were lost in the World Trade Center that day, and we will never forget. Thank you. And now, this is part 3 of the Price is Right Pricing Game Recaps Team Salute to the United States Armed Forces. I am here to recap the episode that aired as a primetime special back on July 12th, 2002. When the Price is Right saluted the United States Coast Guard. The pricing games that were played on that night were the following: Triple Play, Plinko, Clock Game, Barker's Bargain Bar, Money Game, and Grocery Game. The first contestant up on stage was Thomas. He played Triple Play for a Ford Focus LX from Star Ford, modeled by the nice Nikki Zering, a Dodge Caravan SE from Union Dodge, modeled by the cool Claudia Jordan, and a Pontiac Firebird, modeled by the happy Heather Kozar. First, for the Ford Focus, we had the prices of $13,211 and $15,898. Thomas believed $13,211 was nearest to the actual retail price of the Ford Focus without going over. And Bob revealed that price to have the word yes! The actual retail price was $14,935. Now on to the Dodge Caravan. The prices were $17,825, $19,520, and $22,889. Thomas believed $19,520 was the price nearest to the actual retail price without going over. If he was right here, he would go on to the third car to complete the triple play, as Bob said. And behind $19,520, we found the word yes! The actual retail price, $20,850. And now, on to the Pontiac Firebird. The four prices were $20,816, $23,466, $26,326, and $28,991. Thomas believed $26,326 was nearest to the actual retail price without going over. If the word yes was behind $26,326, Thomas would win all three cars. As Bob was about to reveal the price, he then asked Thomas, "Are you married?" And Thomas replied, "Single." So we found out Thomas was single. Bob asked if there was someone who could drive the other two cars for Thomas. And Thomas said he'll probably find someone soon. Then Bob did another one of his famous teases by asking Thomas, "You're definitely sure you don't have anyone in mind?" And Thomas claimed that he did not. All right, moment of truth time. Bob was about to reveal the price of $26,326. Was that nearest to the actual retail price without going over? Did Thomas become the owner of all 3 cars? The answer was... yes! Thomas won all 3 cars! The actual retail price of the Pontiac Firebird was $27,205. Thomas won himself $62,990 worth of automobiles. Excellent start. And as Bob mentioned, for that win, go Coast Guard! Love it. Okay, next up was John. He was going to play Plinko for a chance to win up to $100,000 in cash. That's right, folks. $100,000 up for grabs here, because on this Primetime special, one single Plinko chip worth $20,000, not $10,000. So, but as usual, one free Plinko chip was given to the contestant, and John could win up to 4 more chips if he knew something about the small prizes over by Nikki. First, we had a retro-inspired mini refrigerator that can fit up to 6 cans of soda. The wrong price was $49. John believed 4 was the first number and not 9 being the second number. Nikki revealed the price to be $89. Should have chose the 9. Next, we had a contemporary design cordless telephone that has a digital answering system, caller ID, and reversible charge base. The price was not $40. John believed 0 was the second number, not 4 being the first number. And Nikki revealed the price to be $80. He got himself a Plinko chip. Next, we had a strip cut shredder with the price not being $29. John believed 9 was the second number, not 2 being the first number. Nikki revealed the price to be $59. He won another Plinko chip. And finally, we had a 14-speed blender with pulse and easy pour spout. It was not $32. John believed 3 was the first number, not 2 being the second number. And Nikki revealed the price to be $35. He won another Plinko chip. He got himself a total of 4 chips. Heather brought over the 3-1 chips that John got. He climbed up the stairs. He could win $80,000 total with those 4 Plinko chips. And when his first chip was all ready to go to be dropped down, it landed in 0. Tough luck there. For his second Plinko chip, it landed in $1,000. For his third Plinko chip, that landed in $500. And for his fourth and final chip, it landed in $500. John won $2,000 in cash with those 4 Plinko chips, and he also won the 3 small prizes he got correct: the telephone, the shredder, and the blender, totaling out to $174. John won $2,174 in cash and small prizes, and that is a consolation win. Casey was the next contestant. We found out that Casey was in the Coast Guard for a year at the time this special aired. He played Clock Game for a pair of Horizon Fitness exercise bikes. They are an Avalon semi-recumbent stationary exercise bicycle and an Express 2 upright stationary bicycle. Those are modeled by Claudia. And a Whirlpool Gold Thin Twin heavy-duty electric laundry system. It's a washer and dryer, folks. It has 5 auto cycles and 4 wash and rinse temperature controls, temperature combos, plus 5 drying cycles and an automatic dry miser control, modeled by Heather. Now, Bob asked Casey if he ever seen Clock Game on the show, and he replied no. Then Bob asked Casey if he ever watched The Price is Right. He says he has. Bob asked often. Casey replied, not as much as I used to. Then Bob jokingly asked Burton Richardson, the announcer of the special, Burton, who is our next contestant? Of course, Bob was just joshing around. Casey did have to stay to play the game. Now, if Casey could get both prizes in 30 seconds, he would win, not a $1,000 bonus, folks, to go along with those 2 prizes, a $5,000 bonus. This is a primetime special we're talking here, folks. So this is big bucks. All right. Starting off with the exercise bikes, Casey gave the following bids. 1,000, lower. 500, higher. 600, higher. 700, higher. 800, lower. 750, lower. 725, higher. 740, higher. 745, higher. 749, lower. 748, and he got it in 16 seconds. So now he had 14 seconds left to win the washer and dryer, and if he did so, he'd win that $5,000 bonus. Go along with those 2 prizes. Now, when the clock began, he gave the following bids for the washer and dryer. 1,000, lower. 950, lower. 800, higher. 850, higher. 875, higher. 890, higher. 895, higher. 896, higher. 897, higher. 898, higher. 899, higher. 900, higher. Just as when Casey said 900, his time was up. The actual retail price was $909. Close but no cigar. However, Casey did win the exercise bikes, and that is a consolation win for himself. Just go back for a little bit. After Casey got the price of the exercise bikes, Bob asked Casey if he ever seen Clock Game, and he said, oh yeah. Good for him to win at least 1 prize. Okay. Next up was Brian. He played Barker's Bargain Bar for a Monopoly high-energy version pinball machine, modeled by Heather, and a Story and Clark Queen Anne Prelude upright piano, modeled by Claudia. Brian believed the piano was the bigger bargain, so let's go over to the pinball machine first. The bargain price was $2,395. Actual retail price, $3,995, a difference of $1,600. Now over to the piano. Bargain price, $2,000. Actual retail price, $4,000. For a difference of $2,000, Brian won both prizes, totaling $7,995. Next was Patricia from the United States Navy. So the Navy was visiting the Coast Guard special. Very, very interesting to notice. She played Money Game for a Ford Explorer XLS 4x2 SUV modeled by Nikki. Patricia said that she wanted a car. Well, this was her chance to win one. The middle number in the price of the SUV was 9. She first selected 22. Behind it was a $sign. Next she chose 26. Behind it was another $sign. She was now up to $48. Next she chose 24. And behind 24 was, pardon me, the front of the SUV. Next she selected 98. Behind 98 was a $sign. She was now up to $146. She was down to her last chance. She chose 50. And behind 50, we found a $sign. She won $196. The back of the SUV was behind 35. The actual retail price, $24,935. But Patricia did win $196 in cash, and that is a consolation win. Finally, we had Melissa, who is a lieutenant commander in the Coast Guard. She played grocery game for a Broyhill Attic Heirlooms Living Room Upholstery Group with Torion Table Collection, modeled by Claudia, a Torion Dining Room Group with European Coastal Designs inspiration, also from Broyhill, modeled by Heather, and a Torion Bedroom Group with metal accents, a pine stain finish with a unique southwestern look, plus a Loving Care Posture Regency 6000 sleep set, also from Broyhill, modeled by Claudia. This prize package used all 3 of the big doors to reveal. Pretty cool. This was a prize package worth $16,926. Heather was in charge of the cashier, and the 5 grocery products were the following: Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, I think they were chocolate flavored, Fiji water, Barbasol shave cream, Absorbing Junior pain relieving patch, and Jolly Time Healthy Pop 94% fat-free butter flavored microwave popcorn. Melissa first selected the water. She only decided to buy 1 bottle, and that was $1.59. So now she had to spend between $18.41 and $19.41 to win. Next, she decided to go to the Pop-Tarts, and she only decided to buy 1 box. 1 box of Pop-Tarts cost $2.99, and add that to $1.59, her current total was $4.58. Had to spend between $15.42 and $16.42. Next, she went to the shave cream. She decided to buy 1 can. That cost $1.19, and add that to $4.58. Her total now was $5.77. She has to spend between $14.23 and $15.23 to win. She went to the absorbing junior pain relieving patch next. She decided to buy 2 of those. Each one cost $5.99. 2 of them totaled $11.98, and add that to $5.77. Her subtotal at the moment was $17.75. So she had to spend between $2.25 and $3.25 to win. Now, there was only the popcorn left. She decided to buy 1. If it was between $2.25 and $3.25, she would be a winner. The price of the Jolly Time popcorn was $3.79, and add that to $17.75. Her grand total was $21.54. Over by 54 cents. Too bad. Now, I have an acknowledgement from Ben Mason that he wanted to inform all of you that during the Showcase Showdown, there was a chance of $100,000 to be won on the big wheel. Now, if the contestant spun $1 in his or her spin, or a combination of 2 spins, he or she would get the $1,000 bonus as usual in the daytime show. But in the bonus spin, if it landed on the dollar, $100,000 would be won, and $5,000 would still be given away for the green section. Well, unfortunately, no bonus spin occurred in this primetime special, but just wanted to bring that up to you all. So, let me run down how we did. Alright, we had Triple Play and Barker's Bargain Bar as our 2 full wins. We also gave away a total of $2,196 in cash. $2,001 by John and Plinko, and $196 won by Patricia in Money Games. We also gave away the 3 small prizes that John got correct: the telephone, the shredder, and the blender. And we also gave away a pair of exercise bikes and clock games, which was won by Ace. Now, all the contestants are the MVPs of The Price is Right for serving the United States Coast Guard. Thank you so much. Big winners, well, they are Thomas and Brian. Contestant recognition goes to John, Casey, and Patricia for their small wins. Now, Thomas, he was the top winner in the showcase, and the runner-up was Patricia. Now, the first showcase was improve a variety of tours of duty. We had, for cold, a Yamaha SX Viper snowmobile that has a 700cc engine with a lightweight track, modeled by Nikki. For hot, we had a Jeep Wrangler Sahara Edition, modeled by Claudia. And for wet, we had a 20-foot Inman Yachts Blue Water Monte Carlo ski boat with trailer and bimini top. And that was modeled by Heather. Thomas decided to bid on that showcase and not pass it, and he bid $57,000. You get the ding. Okay, in the second showcase, for Patricia to bid on, it was entitled America the Beautiful. We had a trip to Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. That includes the flight being from Los Angeles to Rapid City. Includes a 6-night stay at the Radisson Hotel, Rapid City, Mount Rushmore, with rental car included, modeled by Nikki. A trip to Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. That is a round trip from Los Angeles to Jackson Hole and on to Yellowstone National Park for 6 nights in a charming hotel with comfortable accommodations and friendly service with rental car included, modeled by Claudia. A trip to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. That includes a round-trip flight from Los Angeles to Flagstaff and then on to Sedona for a 6-night stay in a luxury room at the Desert Quail Inn with rental car and deluxe Grand Canyon day tour included. That was modeled by Heather. And a Fleetwood RV's 2003 Toyota 26Q motorhome, modeled by Claudia and Nikki. Patricia bid $40,000. Now to the actual retail prices. Over to Patricia first. Her bid, $40,000. Actual retail price, $72,313. A difference of $32,313. And now over to Thomas with his showcase. His bid, $57,000. The actual retail price was $62,194 for a difference of $5,194. Thomas wins his showcase, including the 3 cars he won in triple play, plus the trip to Acapulco, Mexico in his one bid. He won a grand total of $127,660 in prizes. Way to go, Thomas! Promotional consideration for this special retro edition of the Price is Right Pricing and Recap is provided by Yankee Candle, available in scents such as Beach Walk. Yankee Candle, America's best loved candle. Stay tuned as the Price is Right Pricing and Recap team salute to the United States Armed Forces continues with Money 7373 doing part 4, where he gets to recap the salute to the United States Marines. This has been Mr. Horgan, reminding you to help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. God bless America.